That's what I'm saying. Is the Bible was printed on rolling paper,
So we'll use
just
that.
like our Constitution is printed on hemp. Literally, we smoking what the shit's written on. You feel me? And
that, right, what you call it again? Is it banana leaf, you said?
no palm.
Palm leaf. I like that.
Yeah. No tobacco, just straight up CBD. If anything's on it, right. It'll get hit with CBD oil probably, and then they'll wrap it up. But outside that, there's nothing on this. That's what I say. I prefer.
I like that. It's got a clean taste to it. Doesn't taste like paper.
I prefer these motherfucking papers and shit now because it ain't got the tobacco on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you like the tobacco in the blunt, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Enjoy what you want to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Because I smoked like that for a good while.
Right.
But tobacco, at least the man-made tobacco that you buy at stores,
right,
probably the deadliest shit on the market. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's that? Them Indian, what they call them, Indian cigarettes? You know, the green pack with the headdress and shit on the front of the package.
Oh,
they're like damn near $10 a box. You know what I'm saying? Like, it tell you on the box, none of that shit is in these particular cigarettes. You know what I mean?
Well, the tobacco isn't what's killing them, and it's not what's making them addicted. It's the nicotine and other chemicals that are in it.
That's why I said man-made.
Okay, you said it was most dangerous. That's why I...
Yeah, man-made chemicals in these cigarettes make the tobacco
levels
more dangerous versus, say, getting the shit that tells you that it's tobacco, but it ain't got none of them chemicals in it. You see what I'm saying? And then they come in the same box. They're right beside the Marlboros.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they're like $10. They're expensive as fuck. When I worked at a gas station, people would literally come up to the window like, I finally got my coupon to try them bitches. And I'm like, man, them joints is expensive. I would never buy those. It would make, if I was like, this is what you got to buy to smoke, I would never smoke. Because that's too damn much.
Right.
You know what I mean? Per box. And when you smoke cigarettes, you smoke at least 3 of them. You know what I'm saying?
There's only 20 in a box.
Exactly. That's too many to just go through so quickly. You know what I'm saying?
My parents, they smoked Marlboro Reds, 100s. And I remember the price of each time I had to buy it for them. The first time I ever bought it, I was 16, back before not 16, I'm sorry. It was back when food stamps were paper, because that's what I paid was food stamps. And they sold it to me, and I was full out, I was nowhere near 18. And they were like 3-something. And then they were 5-something. And I think the last time I bought them cigarettes was shortly before my mom died. And they were like $6.90.
That's what I'm saying. I just couldn't do it. Because depending on the smoker, man, you can go through a box in a day.
Daddy went through 3 boxes a day. They had to buy the cartons, and that shit got expensive.
That's what I'm saying. I couldn't do it. That's just too much money. Knowing that one of them motherfuckers alone costs over $10? Hell no. It's not really that much cheaper to smoke weed. It's a little, but not technically by a lot. When you think about it.
That's actually, I do know one person who smokes, and he can smoke up to 5 blunts in a day. And he's a poor person, not this rich person.
That's what I'm saying.
Poor.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
depending on the strain and the person and the amount you buy, you can, depending on how you smoke, you can spend less money on smoking. It just depends a lot on different factors.
Yeah, like he'll buy, I think his average is 80. He'll buy 80, which, depending on the person, is between 8 and like 7.5 grams, somewhere in there. Depends on the person. I don't know the math. Anyway, he'll go through that in 3 days, if that. I can buy the same amount for me and Chris, and it will literally take us 2 weeks to go through it. And that's because we're frugal with it. He's just like, gotta smoke it, gotta smoke it, gotta smoke it.
Well, no, I don't even think it's got nothing to do with that.
No, that's him. That's him personally. That's how he is.
I mean, when I buy a bag, I'll buy maybe 50, 60, whatever, and it lasts me a couple days. But I'm also not frugal with mine. I'll be sharing out my bag and everything like that.
Well, when I went frugal, I meant like we don't chain smoke it.
Well, yeah, I don't
I
do that
share when I
neither.
have it.
Yeah, I don't do that neither. I don't sit there and be like, all right, we got to smoke this whole thing. As soon as I feel like I'm straight, if I want to do something,
Wait, did
I
you say
stop.
straight?
Yeah. Like, you be smoking, and then you get to feeling that lift and you're like, all right, I'm straight, let's go, man. That's what you do. I can't help it that's what that is.
I think that something like this is something that you want to enjoy.
Well,
So
yeah.
I know that, but just rushing through it just seems like a waste to me. It's like somebody buying their favorite dessert and instead of savoring it and saving it for later, is gone in an instant. I'm guilty of that. So I understand.
Well, I was just going to say that has to do with the person, I think.
And that's what I'm saying. It is the person's.
But
Because, okay, just like with everything else, smoking weed has an effect on person by person.
yeah.
Like, I know somebody who can smoke it and they'll be itchy as hell from it. Probably shouldn't smoke it anymore, but they do.
They probably smoking that cactus. Let's be honest. You itchy like a crackhead and you smoking weed, you got cactus. That's what that is.
It was my weed, so I knew what.
You just in the corner like a crackhead. This some bullshit, y'all. Anyone else got the munchies?
And then I know others who, when they're on it, it doesn't matter what strain they have, they can focus on just about anything.
Oh, you normally can focus on it, whatever we
Yeah,
do.
but I know ones that can't. They're literally like,
excuse me.
They're the ones who give us bad names, but we'll not talk about that.
Oh yeah, they love to say, excuse me, they love to say majority matters or majority counts. Not when it comes to weed.
It's only a majority if you have a lot of it in the bank.
That would be money, yeah.
Same difference in my opinion.
I heard a conspiracy not too long ago that made a lot of sense.
I've already heard one that scared the hell out of me today.
No, it's something that makes a lot of sense considering the way the world is with digital shopping and all that.
No.
And I've been saying for the longest, if they wanted to do away with money, it's completely possible.
Yeah.
Not only do we have several means of physically doing that right now, you know what I'm saying? We actually almost had it happen. Like, with everything that's been going on, we almost had it not be an option.
Are you talking about the pandemic we're all stuck at home?
Yeah.
Okay.
With that right there, they could have flipped the switch and said there is no more money to be printed because everyone's at home. All we got to do is exactly what they did, which is digitally send currency to banks. And after they send that to your bank, you can access it from your bank without ever going to your bank. Okay? You can access your bank on your phone. You gotta take pause, son. You over there doing the most. You ain't see what he was doing? He had his head up like this, but he was nodding back and forth with his mouth open. You over there looking like you sucking dick, sir. You gotta say pause. That is distracting as hell when you try to tell a story and you like look at it and make it, and then all of a sudden you say, I'm like, what the fuck? Sir. But no, we got, look, Bitcoin. The fact we have debit cards, credit cards. When you think about it, you don't have to have any actual physical money on you. You know what I mean? When you go somewhere to buy something, you literally could tap your phone. You know what I'm saying? Like bam, and it's done. It's paid for.
Yeah.
If they wanted to take all the money and just be like, fuck it, everything's through digital, they could do that.
The other problem with that is
security.
Is
security because.
But there's also the fact of the dollar, the value of the dollar. online, you can have an abundance of it if you know what you're doing. So naturally, if more and more people find that out, the less and less value that dollar has.
Well, what I'm saying is with the digital, where it wouldn't work is with Wall Street bets was basically the evidence that it couldn't happen.
Why do you think that?
Because they don't want to pay.
Ah, okay, there's that.
And all of it was without a single physical dollar being traded. There was no physical money between this transaction.
No, there was not.
It was all digital.
Yeah.
And the fact that the backlash happened, where it was not debatable whether it was okay or not. There was no debate here. This was someone literally watching. And then just, this seems kind of familiar. Like, this happened with a couple other things. Because they themselves said this is something they do constantly. And with companies that are going out, you know what I mean? Like companies that are closing. This was something they do with these companies that are closing is they'll put a whole bunch of shit there and then right before it closes, take the shit back and have a whole lot of money, right? Somebody watched that and then did exactly that. They didn't do anything illegal here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They tried to turn it illegal because somebody who wasn't someone approved in this thing did exactly what he noticed this thing doing. You know what I'm saying? He said,
right.
That works for them. I'm going to do that. He had it work for him, and now it's a problem because he wasn't in that circle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's where they're like, you can copy and paste too easy. That's too many people that learn too quickly on physically doing it that now have way too much money at their disposal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't control that. Not right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you have physical paper, like think of it this time. When's the last time you seen a real celebrity with some actual paper? Not in a music video, not showing off in a show, without any of the prop shit. I'm talking a real artist with some money on a person. The richest folks don't carry no currency on them. You know what I'm saying? I was watching an interview. They were talking to Eminem. We know that motherfucker got money.
Right.
They was in a shoe store. He was like, I hope you got this because I ain't got no money on me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This motherfucker, he got money, but don't carry not 1 cent on him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't think Trump ever carried no money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why you gonna carry money? You got it. You know, people know you got it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to carry it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't seen a celebrity spend no actual money since the 90s. You know? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a security thing, you know? The more people you have in something, the harder it is to control. The less people you have in it, the easier. You know? That's that. That's why I say I heard about it and I started thinking about that shit. It's fucking crazy how I was like, when I was working at Papa John's, I was like, you know, you could literally pay us digitally. I was like, if the company said no more actual money, they're not going to lose that much. Pizza places are the one place you will be watching if you want to know if digital currency is taking over completely. You know what I mean? Because pizza places like Domino's, Papa John's, and shit like that, where they have to pay their employees daily because they get tips, the moment you don't walk out of that place with physical money is the day that it is officially over for paper money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm telling you, it's a lot closer than people want to admit, because they almost pulled the trigger while I was there at Papa John's. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Because they were like, we don't want the spread of germs and all this shit, right? And I was like, I don't know how you gonna pay us. Well, you supposed to pay us every night. You know what I mean?
Right.
How you finna do that? Well, they have this thing, so I'm like, okay, so the company's now going into their money and what they have in their bank account that we can't reach. And then they're giving us a card that you go to Walmart to pick up for like $4 or $5, but you have it to use for like 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? They're giving us a preload card for free. You know what I mean? When they did that, I was like, it's a wrap for money. Like, all this bullshit with actual paper money, you ain't gonna need it. You can easily get access to any kind of debit card without even trying. Like, that should be a lot when you think about it, you know?
No, I need a new debit card anyway.
And if you got a bank, you get a card for free. You don't have to pay on it. It's got no any kind of bullshit on it, because the bullshit on that card is the bullshit the bank pulls. You know what I'm saying? If you get a prepaid card, you ain't got no restriction, because once you hit zero, you at zero. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you have complete control of that preload card, you know? And you can get a preload card now where you can get them bitches loaded up for no money. You know? I think, what is it? You can get you one of them green dots or some shit like that. And if you put so much on it, they won't even charge you for putting it on it. You know what I mean?
Do they go to a yearly rate though?
I don't know. I haven't had a green dot card in forever. I know that if, like the DoorDash card, I know about that one. If you have that and you go to certain ATMs, they won't charge you for shit. You can load it, take money off of it, shit like that.
Well, my debit card, I get reimbursed for my ATM fees at the end of each month if I use the ATM at all. Anything that they took from me, they put back. I usually average about 30 until I discovered Cash App.
But I mean, you see how easy it would be to be digital right now with everything?
I'm digital with everything I have. Only time I pay with cash is my rent.
Well, that's what I'm saying, even that, you know? Like, everything we pay with money on, you can physically remove the money, you know, and still make the payment. That's what I'm saying. Like, people like to pretend like, oh, we couldn't do this. We couldn't do this. No, we really could, you know? And there's not much keeping it from actually happening. You know, there's not really a whole lot.
Yeah, I think rent is the only thing I do physically. All my other bills I pay online or they come out of my bank automatically.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, I never thought about that.
That's why when I heard that conspiracy, I thought that was interesting, because I'm like, well, there's a lot of grounded reality in this statement that I don't think anyone's thought of.
Right.
And when you consider the time frame we're in, a lot of the conspiracies make a little too much sense. You know? Like, that's one thing about the time we're in right now. I don't like the time we're in right now because there's way too many conspiracies that make a little too much sense. You know?
They're designed to make sense.
No, a lot of them will lose you halfway through. And they're not losing you halfway through anymore. They're kind of like, maybe at the last word they say something that don't make no sense, but the rest of the shit makes sense. So you try to figure out what the last word truly was supposed to be.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's very weird. You know? Like the Olympian, man. You know, that whole thing, that don't make no sense to me. And everybody started doing weed is not a performance enhancing drug. I was like, is that an argument? I was like, cause I didn't even know that would be an argument.
Right.
Weed can be in the performance enhancement drug conversation. Where can I get some of that shit?
Right?
You know what I mean?
Damn right.
I'm pretty sure if there was a weed that was performance enhancing, we'd have known about it by now.
Agreed.
I
Yeah.
smoke every day before I go to work.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be like Folgers. You'd have to have a blunt before you got up. You know what I'm saying? That's real. You would. It'd be the first thing in the morning. Best part of waking up is that blunt in your cup. Fuck that coffee. You be looking for the blunt. You be showing up to work late. They know you hadn't smoked yet. What's wrong with John? He woke up late and he didn't get to smoke. You better go in a teacher's line and take 2 puffs, damn it. I'm telling you. It's so much bullshit. They wanted to pull that lady from that, man. Over some weed.
I think the weed is probably just their outlet, but I think it was more because of the competition was.
Oh, she was better in the
That's
competition,
what I
believe
mean.
me. And they were like, she's tested positive for weed. This is some bullshit. All right, let's figure this out. How can we do this? Well, we'd say she lied about it, but she confessed herself. We're out of options here, people. We're out of options. She's running fast on weed. The jokes are going to come flying in because that goes against your high. Nobody hits the blunt and thinks, run, Forrest, run! Nobody. Nobody hits the blunt and thinks, let's go swimming. Like, that's not something you think about when you smoke weed. You might think of some stupid shit, like, if I go swimming with the dolphins, you think they go put a shark in that bitch? Like, you think stupid shit like that. You don't think I'm gonna go swimming when you high? It goes against your highness. And yes, your highness is royalty. That's why it's weed. It gets you high. Don't sit there and act like you ain't trying to laugh.
I'm not.
You see how lieful that was? How much lie was in it? Didn't nobody believe when she said it?
I'm not.
Is it weird?
I was just thinking about swimming. Like, I have not gone swimming at all this year.
And don't think anyone has.
Have you been to the lakes?
I said I don't think anyone has. That doesn't mean there haven't been people there.
Or do you mean anyone here?
So anyone here been?
No.
Hell no.
So then that's not necessarily a wrong statement either way you look at it.
Okay.
She was like ready to be like, hold on a second, son. We got these fights coming. Are you ready? Damn it, he's gonna be able to argue this. Motherfucker.
Never once thought my mind. No, seriously though, I want to go swimming now.
What's the timer on your Xbox? Because I know it turned on when I had to turn the
The
Bluetooth.
controller is 5 minutes. I don't know about the other one. I set the controller myself. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know how to reset it, right? You just hit the power button, hit the Bluetooth button on the bottom, and on that, and you're good.
Well, I like it being 5 minutes.
Oh, no, I was just saying for when you want to reconnect it, because it's connected to my phone.
Oh!
So when you hit the button for the system, just press the button underneath, that's the Bluetooth button, and then hit the button on this thing at the next, and it'll reconnect. Because that's what I've been doing at the house with mine. When I want to play something on the phone,
Right.
I just connect the Bluetooth and I'm good to go. You know, especially that xCloud, man. That is something like, you got an Xbox, man. You need to look into that. That'd be something I know for a fact. You'd be like, absolutely. You know what I mean?
Right.
It might not work perfect, but it's in a state where it's not terrible and you can definitely fuck with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you definitely be like, okay. You know? It's not one of those that's like so bad you're like, oh fuck no, I can't do this. This is terrible. No, you can fuck with it. It's not so bad that you can't. You know, a lot of it's depending on your signal strength. Right now I'm on the phone's signal instead of the Wi-Fi. When I'm on the Wi-Fi, I don't have that many issues.
Right?
You know, I have very little. Unless I'm playing something stupid like Doom. If I'm playing something stupid like Doom because of how quick the motion is, it's off. But I already know that's an issue, so I stay away from that game. I'll play it on the console. I won't play it on the cloud because that game's just... The game's like you're on crack nonstop. You hit the button to run, it goes even faster. You're like, there's a faster button? Like, I did that before. I was like, what the fuck? Am I gonna like start seeing just colors any moment now? Just here we go. Reality doesn't exist. That is your fault.
How is that my fault?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure that
Yeah,
out.
because I have control over that.
You absolutely do.
No.
God.
I just know it's her fault. That's all I can tell you.
God knows that something I have no control over is my fault.
With as much that we don't be able to control, we get blamed for, you really think that you can't handle one thing? One thing. I can't do this. It's too much. I've never been in control of this. Damn it, I'm out. Just go on and give up. I know you're thinking it. Go ahead and say it.
I ain't doing nothing.
You can say it.
No.
It's the story of her life. Is Mr. Rogers done? No.
I see why you haven't moved. Why? I'm not a prop.
I'm gonna say the difference is in the pudding here. It's showing that you are.
Your beard is percolate.
Well, that's different.
Shut up. This is like normal day to day for us.
How very inappropriate.
I'm offended. He'll irate me.
I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to laugh. Is that like a normal thing you wear? Because I swear you've worn that like the past 5 times I've been over here.
What, my shirt?
Yes.
That's just one of my favorite shirts. I haven't actually worn it about a week.
Okay, well then I don't know. It just looks like, for some reason I was like, I swear she wears that shirt all the time.
No,
But-
actually, last time you were here, I had on a pink shirt.
Shows you how much I pay attention. Not very.
Apparently.
Look, I can't be one to talk. I wear this shirt way too much, and that's just because
I
it's
do wear
comfortable.
this shirt a lot. It's just I haven't worn it in a week because it's been in the bottom of my clothes bag that you're actually sitting in front of.
Oh, okay. I thought that was just shit we had to throw out. I was like,
I would not throw anything out of those colored bags. Lord have mercy, you're weird. Those aren't trash bags. They're laundry bags.
but they look like shit.
Fuck yeah, I happen to like those. I had a purple one too, but I don't know what happened to it.
Well, it's obvious. You smoked it.
Shut up.
She was like, it's that purple, baby.
Oh my lord.
You got a hot date or something? That's like the 3rd time you've opened your phone.
No, it's Lexi.
It's a hot date. She's like, damn it, I gotta be ready to go in the next 20 minutes.
Oh, motherfucker.
Not even close. I was responding to Lexi's text messages.
Well, that's her story, and she'll stick to it.
Damn right.
I don't know. Are your keys fun?
These are not mine. I don't know who these belong to. They're not y'all's, are they?
I was gonna say you got a lot of explaining to do with the what is that yeah, that thing there.
I have no idea what it. Maybe it's just a strap that you put the key on your hands with.
That's a good explanation piece, ain't it? Like them your keys? No, well, you'd have to explain that one, sir. What is with the wrist flares, sir? And the weird looking unicorn.
Is that what that is? I was trying to figure out what the hell it was. That was the weirdest unicorn I've ever seen.
I
They're
said
not
it
going
was
to
a
that.
weird unicorn.
Yeah, so I'm saying I didn't recognize it as a unicorn.
I figured it out as soon as I seen the little thing on the head. I was like, all right, either this is supposed to be like a fat dude with a dick or a unicorn. There's only two explanations. There's only two explanations, and the fact that it's got these weird, like it's that rub material on it, so it flips two different colors. I was like, chances are, it's a unicorn. See, you try too much.
Not really.
Then you don't try enough.
I tried just enough.
That means you fall short sometimes. That's what that means. You fall short sometimes.
Depends on the topic.
If you try just enough to get by, just enough means you will fall short sometimes.
I am a human.
I wasn't asking if you were human.
Mm.
I was just saying,
It need to be clarified.
if you try just enough, you will fail some of those times. Because just enough goes up, down, up, down. Like, you never know where that motherfucker going.
How can you learn from mistakes if you don't ever make them?
That depends on the situation.
That's the same thing with trying. It depends on the situation.
Damn.
Yeah, but being unaware of being unable to say it might happen is weird.
It might rain. The weatherman tried.
I'm going to throw my shoe at you. I don't. I'm just having fun trying to argue this point more. I see my point coming to an edge very quick. That's why I was like, damn it, I gotta think of a smarter response than that. My argument ends in the next 3 statements. Damn it, choose wisely here.
And then you get kicked in the nuts.
I would never. You guys are enemies.
That's never stopped you before.
I can agree to that.
I do not know what you two are talking about.
You guys are my friends. I'll never kick you in the nuts. That's what every female has said. And never stopped not a one.
Okay, I do not remember ever kicking either one of you on purpose.
Oh, I was never going to say it was on purpose. It just doesn't stop. Whether it's on purpose or not is irrelevant. You still do it. Like, that's the whole point.
Yeah, I know.
The fault doesn't matter. The fact doesn't matter is you still do it. Like, every man on the planet has at one point or another accidentally hit himself in the nuts without even thinking about that ever being a possibility. It's just something that happens. Just like there's probably this chance that every single woman at least one time in either a day or the week will smack herself in the boob.
I've never had that issue.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was, though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You would be like, it'd make a lot of sense if a lot of people don't do that. But then you think, But the intelligence level of people, now that probably happens on a daily basis. There's probably at least 15 people right now who sock themselves in the nuts and or tits without even thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just something that happens on accident, you know? Like, you don't even think about it. And then you got to remember there's these group of people out there who go get surgeries. You mean to tell me you think these people never have to readjust after their surgery? Especially if it's enhanced?
Yeah, I see your point.
There's a lot of chance that
Right.
both men and women hit themselves in the spots on a daily basis. And it's never one of them that's like on purpose with that person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just, it happens. You know, whether you put malice or anything behind that's on the individual and situation. You know? Although, what we're talking about, this one over here, he felt the need to introduce his nuts to the washing machine. I don't know anybody else who's ever done that. I don't know why he felt the need to do that.
I remember you talking about that on the first one. Or
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why that even happened. He knew the washing machine was there, but he still just walked right over, bam, right. He was like, oh, and I'm like, what's wrong?
But then again, I couldn't really walk when you said that. I couldn't even walk, but it never stopped me from getting the fuck
No,
up
it
going
didn't.
for it.
That didn't stop you for shit. But neither did,
So bad,
like,
buddy.
he was drinking a lot at this time too. We was trying to get him to smoke more and drink. So when he was drinking, he couldn't control which way he would move. And my stupidity was like, well, take a hit of this, this might work. It didn't help anything. Still couldn't walk for shit. Now he's just elevated in the sky high and drunk. Like, he's just gonna be like a tower now. And we're going down. Like, that's all that's gonna happen.
That's hilarious.
Jason gonna end up over there with the stuck hit. Like, I thought I had this pop going. Yes, sir. I got it. Nope. Shit, it's still there.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Well, that's why we make fun of you doing it. Because that would be you. See, I got some Twitter notifications now. And I guarantee you it's about the same shit. They just want to be like, so
Pause that for a second. I don't want to be on the phone.
So what was that you were, what were you talking about on this?
Hello?